What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mark Howard, and you know what we do. We talk Cowboys here. That's what we do. Hey, been off of it for a little bit. Forgive me. We're wrapping up with basketball. I coach basketball, but I love football. I love Cowboys. I'm an expertise at all of it. And I'm not laughing to be joking. I'm serious, but I'm an expertise. Not so humble. But let's follow up with the Cowboys. Here off season, we're getting here to the Super Bowl. It's the Seahawks versus the Patriots. We've seen that game before. But yes, as we're wrapping up the offseason for so many other teams, all the other teams move forward. Ours ended at the end of the season, so we've been planning and moving ever since. So since what we've done here, we have Christian Parker as the new D coordinator, and he's made some pretty interesting hires. The latest hire is the outside linebackers coach, someone who's considered to be a rising star. He is at the college ranks, Chidera Uzo-Daribe. Chidera Uzo-Daribe. I hope I pronounced that name properly. He's been linebackers coach at University of Georgia since 2022, working under Kirby Smart, one of the best college coaches. He's known for developing some top talent. People like Nolan Smith and Jalon Walker. So he's credited with their development, and they're very good players. He's been at TCU, SMU, and Kansas. So he'll be replaced the previous. He'll come in as the outside linebackers coach, and looking to really boost the pass rush. That's the main thing. Looking to boost the pass rush. So, again, brother's name is Chidera Uzo-Daribe. He is the new outside linebackers coach added to the staff of Christian Parker, the new DC just hired a month ago. Now, I'm going to say here, looking at the staff that has come along here, defensive line coach been added, Marcus Dixon. Secondaries coach, Ryan Smith. Derek Ansley is the pass game coordinator, defensive backs. Pass game coordinator, whatever run game, pass game coordinators are usually kind of the closest thing to a defensive coordinator type position. The assistant on the defensive line, Brian Bing. Darian Thompson is part of the Nichols, and defensive assistant quality control. That's a title for you, bud. That's tough for your ass, let me just say it that way. Tanzel Smart just has a year experience previously. Brian Bing has 3 years experience. There's also J.J. Clark, who's a defensive assistant, listed as a defensive assistant with 1 year experience. To go along with Uzo Daribe. Other than J.J. Clark, I'm not going to lie to you. All these assistants on the defensive staff are black. Hey, look, I want quality coaches. Don't get me wrong. I'm liking to see that here in Dallas go down. I hear so many things about what they want to say with Jerry Jones, what they want to say with Dallas before. And I've never got the feeling of any type of bigotry like that. There's always certain differences, don't get me wrong, but I never got anything where I would think that the Jerry Jones or his staff is largely bigoted. There's a lot of bigotry going around in the league. A lot of bigotry going around this country, in this world. But to see these brothers get an opportunity in coaching, especially on a high-profile organization like the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, as they call it, this is a good high-profile situation for them. And if they can flourish, especially with Coach Parker, it's a good look for these brothers. And even Coach Clark. That's on a side note from there. At this point, all of these guys here that come to us as new assistants are garnering quite a bit of compliments, not just from the Cowboys, but from others outside. I think the difference is going to be accountability. That's the big thing. Let me expound a little bit more on that. Accountability. As a coach, the biggest thing you could do in sports and what's really good about sports and what's really what I say is a microcosm to an example of life. I tell sports is like life. What you get in is what you put out. And part of what you put into it to get out of it is self-accountability. As you work with a team, your team should hold each other, your teammates, accountable. But you want to hold yourself accountable for your teammates. The coaching tree here, the coaching staff here is a team, coaching a team of players and all a team together. So I'm breaking this down to say for real, because it's very, very important. What did the Cowboys have when they were winning decades ago? They had accountability. You had a head coach that held everybody accountable. If you watch that documentary, the Cowboys on Netflix, if you watch that and you watch Jerry Jones, I'm sorry, not Jerry Jones, Jimmy Johnson. If you watch Jimmy Johnson, everything was held accountable to a fault. Hell, you couldn't have asthma. Coach Johnson said, you take your ass up on the other field with that asthma. Have asthma over there. But this is the field where the players going to be. You're not having that asthma. Now, I'm being a little extra because health is a part of it. But you got to be accountable. If you're asthmatic, then if you can play with it and you play with having, because you didn't just get asthma as you got to the league, I'm pretty sure of that. As you get to that point, you do the things you need to do to take care of yourself to make sure you're able to play so that asthma doesn't flare up. You don't want it to flare up at any time, but especially at this point, especially where things are heightened. You're in the heat also as well. And I'm only just giving that. But that's accountability. Being accountable to taking care of your body. We had Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith had what would be a career-ending knee injury in most. Had to have some really great reconstructive surgery to his knee. Now, all the things he had to do, like all players that are injured, you got to stay on top of your rehab. That's the thing about Trevon Diggs. He was not looking to be accountable to his rehab. That was the question that Dallas had with him. He had incentives to come in and show himself to earn a lot of money for rehabilitative purposes. He didn't do it. That's what sports is. You got to be accountable because you're asking for a whole lot of money, a good amount of money. It's a billion dollar business. Each franchise is a $1 billion business. So now I'm hoping I'm going a little deep here, but I'm saying with this staff here, regardless of whether they're black or white, what I'm looking at and what I've heard for as far as with Coach Parker is he holds people accountable. He's going to hold people accountable. So it's going to be himself being held accountable. This is what I'm sure of or hoping of, but I'm sure of it. Holding these assistants accountable because they're a reflection of you, and holding these players accountable because they are a reflection of you. And each player and each coach, they're getting there, especially the coaching staff. They're becoming rising stars because they've been held accountable. That's what winning is. That's what the New England Patriots was. You were held accountable by Bill Belichick. That should have been nominated. That should have been elected to the Hall of Fame. You were held accountable by Robert Kraft, who should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer as well. So this is what I'm looking at and hoping for us as far as Cowboys changing things up. We have a good offense, and that offense was being held accountable. Coach Brian Schottenheimer holds people accountable. That's why Eberflus didn't last as long. Guys, appreciate you tuning in and watching the show. Please hit subscribe. People are coming in and showing their love. Hit a like button. Hit whatever button, like or dislike. Let me know you're there. Tell me what you think. Criticize, compliment. I can take it. I look forward to it. You guys have a good rest of your day.